Picture this, it's 10 in the night, it's Chennai floods time, and a woman is stranded on the road with a child in her hand, nowhere to go. She has been asked to leave. Why? Because she refused to have sex with her drunk husband. She had no money, she had no place to go. She had zero education, comes from a really small town in Chennai. Her name is Durga. Hi, my name is Indu Goplakrishnan. I'm the founder of Project Kinsagi. Project Kinsagi is a relationship wellness company for people dealing with divorce, domestic violence, and other related issues. Project Kinsagi started after my lived experience with divorce. I come from a very conservative South Indian Tamil family where my divorce was the first ever divorce that we saw as a family. I was 23 when I got married, and by the time I was 27, I was already out of the marriage. And during this time, I navigated a lot of firsts in my life. For the first time, I had to go find a lawyer for myself to represent my case. For the first time, I had to go to the police station to file a complaint. So this helped me learn a lot. While I had a great support system, there wasn't another fellow divorced women that I could go talk to. I had a lot of questions. The entire process was very lonely, but I couldn't ask a lot of questions, and that's what led me to start Project Kinsagi. But back to Durga's story. Durga came to us when she was referred to Project Kinsagi from through her employer. She now knows how to drive a car, ride a bike. She knows how to do basic math. She knows how to use a smartphone. She is now sending her son to a English medium school where she's also learning little bit of English, and she's thriving and doing really well as a single parent. I'm not saying this because Durga's life changed because she was rescued. Durga's life changed because someone believed in her, someone was ready to listen to her. Moving to Durga number 2. Durga number 2 is from a top college in Chennai. She did really well in her academics. She got married and moved to the US. After she got married, her husband's family told her that she's not allowed to work. She went on to have 2 children. And during this time, she was isolated. She was locked up inside her house. Her passport was taken away, and she had no access to money. She had zero financial independence. Even to buy her monthly sanitary napkins, she had to depend on her husband. Months later, her friend referred her to Project Kinsagi. We helped her find a lawyer. We helped her flee the country. She had to find her passport. We helped her flee the country with her children. And during this time, a complaint was filed when she was in transit. Today, Durga number 2 is doing really well in her career. She works for a top tech company in Chennai. She has reunited with her family. She is now, she has filed for her divorce. Her divorce is in progress, and her children are doing very well in school. They are living a happy, healthy life. Moving on to Durga number 3. Durga number 3 is an IT professional from a top company in Chennai. She was married into a very influential family. One night, she told her husband not to have a lot of drinks. This did not sit well with him, and he broke the beer bottle that he was holding on her head. While she was still bleeding from her forehead in her semi-conscious state, she managed to crawl out of her house because she heard her father-in-law and her husband speaking about how they can just chop her up, bury her in the backyard so that people don't come looking for her. And during this time, her boss reached out to me. They reached out to Kinsagi for help. Today, she is doing really well. We found her a lawyer. She was afraid to go to a police station. We found her, especially when it involves people talking about chopping somebody up, burying them in the backyard, coming from a very influential family. We found a volunteer from the Kinsagi community who offered to go to her, along with her to the police station. In a room full of strangers where she was being judged, she was not alone because she had somebody from the community helping her. Now she is divorced, she has moved to a new country, she is living a happy, fulfilled life where she's peaceful, where she's safe. Durga number 4. Durga number 4 was already a part of Kinsagi community. She reached out to us through a telegram group that we had for support. It was 2 in the night where she sent us a message saying she's feeling suicidal and she feels like she's about to end her life and that she needs help. The whole community came to life It was around 2 in the morning, but people stayed present, people offered help, people gave her company. I was on the call with her till 4 in the morning. The next day morning, she sent me a message with a picture of her daughter, thanking me for saving her life and thanking for stopping her from acting on her instincts. Today, she is now admitted in Nimhans, seeking help, and she is a lot more resilient and brave in facing the challenges that life has been throwing at her. And Durga number 5 here is a man. Durga number 5 was alienated from his child. He was cancelled by his friends and family because his partner filed false allegations of domestic violence and dowry cases on him. He was cancelled, he had nobody to help. His mother reached out to me. Today we found him a lawyer because abuse or violence does not understand gender. It does not discriminate by gender, it could happen to anyone. So that's how he reached out to us. We are helping him through the process. He now has interim access to his child, and he is also putting up a strong fight because he is trying to prove that he is innocent. In all of this, what you heard today has only been 5 stories of Durgas. How many of you have encountered such Durgas in your lives? I am sure there are a lot of Durgas in this room, Durgas in your lives, and Durgas in the world around us. I am one of them too. All of this started because I was a Durga. I have gone through a lot of these things in my life. So, Kintsugi as a community started because of my personal experience with divorce and domestic violence. What is Kintsugi? Kintsugi is an art of mending broken things. When something is broken, you don't throw it away, you don't pretend like it didn't exist. Instead, you fix it with lacquer, gold and dust to make it stronger and more prettier in the broken places. Very similar to the process of Kintsugi, I was able to resonate to the name when I watched a video about Kintsugi on YouTube. That's how I decided to name my support group Project Kintsugi. What started as a one-person initiative to cope with a heartbreak. Different people have different ways of coping with heartbreak. Some people travel, some people work out, some people try and build a stronger social life. My way of coping was through helping other women in similar places, because while I had a great support system, I couldn't find other people who were in my place. So I decided to start a community, bring in people together where they could ask questions, where they could help each other out. Today, what started as a one-person initiative out of a divorce is a community of thousands of women helping and uplifting each other. We have 2 single mothers who became friends, exchanged numbers, and they are now best friends, spending time together. We have 2 women who became travel partners, and they're traveling through the world because while they were married, they were restricted and they didn't get a chance to do that. So, through the way, Kintsugi has touched a lot of lives. As a country, we take pride in saying we have only 1% of divorce rate in India. If you take the population of India, we are about 1.47 billion people in India. So 1% of that is 14.7 million lives. And this does not include the children who are affected, the parents who are affected by it, or the families who are affected through divorce. Yet nobody talks about it, and these are things that get pushed under the carpet. When somebody is looking for newer opportunities, moving to a new city, these are things people generally discuss, consult with friends, family, and take decisions. But somehow, when it comes to sensitive matters around relationships, people don't talk about it because we believe in only sharing happy things with each other. But in all of this, I want to be clear about one thing. This whole project Kintsugi is not about how I touch lives. These are about real people who went through real pain and difficulties in life, and it's all about real courage stories of people who decided to take stand of their situation. My divorce did not make me special. It just made me visible and more relatable. And to think of it, it all started with an Instagram post. When I was getting over my divorce, I was 27 when I got out. It took about 2 years for me to get out of the whole legal process. I didn't want to lie about it. People generally say he is in a different country, he is traveling, he is not available. Somehow I was not comfortable lying about my identity. I wanted to be real and honest about it. So when I turned 30, I made a post on Instagram about how I'm 30, divorced, depressed, and childless. Basically, any auntie's nightmare. And that opened a floodgate of messages, in my Instagram, where women who had perfectly great curated lives on their social media with great exotic vacations and homes and home decors and everything, their stories that I was seeing in my inbox was very, very different from what I was seeing on their social media pages. That's when I realized that when people realize that your life is a mess, they're very comfortable opening up about theirs. That's how this started, that's how Kintsugi started. When I spoke honestly about my situation and my divorce, people found a safe space, a space where they'll not be judged, where it's okay for them to talk about what they're going through. And every Durga you heard about today chose vulnerability over silence. We live in a society where we are encouraged to endure with pain, to suffer in silence. This did not happen because I did something for them. This happened because they decided to be vulnerable, they decided to be open about what they're going through, so they could seek help for what they're going through. And what Kintsugi offers is not rocket science. What Kintsugi offers is very basic human kindness, a patient ear, and a safe space for anybody who's going through anything without questioning them or making them feel bad for what they're going through. And what I'm trying to share here today is that we do not need more heroes in the society. We need more communities. We need more safe spaces where it is okay for people to reach out and ask for help, and it becomes normal in the community for them to say, hey, I need help. Thank you.